Hello my dears and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be really close to the mic today because apparently that was my problem last time. But anyway, ever since I posted this reel on Instagram, you guys have been asking me in the comments, in the DMs, and even here on YouTube to please make a video about creating character sheets for your character designs. My name is Lisbeth, aka Mama Mushroom, because my hair used to look like this. And if you know me, you know that I make manga and comics for a living, and I'm the creator of the published series called Sacred, which is available in stores and on my site. And of course, if I do this for a living, you definitely know I got a character design for every freaking character that I've created. If you're gonna be working on 200, 300, 400 pages back to back to back like that, you wanna make sure that your characters look like themselves and stay consistent volume after volume, because the last thing you want is for your readers to be like, Joshua sure looked a lot more, like himself in the last volume. Not today. So, my YouTube babies, Mama's gonna show you guys how to make super useful character design sheets that you can keep right next to you while you create your illustrations, your comic and manga pages, all that good stuff. Also, stick around to the end to see which one of you gets your fan art of me and my characters featured at the end of the video. And I'm also gonna have some special worksheets for you guys to use so that you can have more fun creating your character design sheets. So stick around to the very end, you guys. I have lots of fun information for you and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, we're going to start off with a character sheet of just the face, the full frontal, the 2/3 angle, and the profile. Most people that create characters, I think that we're all on that same boat, right? For the most part, we tend to design their face first, right? So it makes the most sense to teach you guys how to create a character sheet of the faces first. So let's begin. You want something to draw in. I'm going to be using my iPad here. And the first thing that you're going to want to draw is a full frontal face. So I'm going to start off with a circle, a line down the middle for symmetry. Then we're going to connect the sides down to the bottom of that line there to create the chin and the cheek shapes. And then using my half rule that I taught you guys in this video here, we're going to make some lines for where the features will go. And for those of you who have not seen that video yet, I do highly recommend that after watching this video that you go check out that video, because I teach you guys how to draw a face at all angles. And I also show you my super special half rule that'll make sure that you can draw a face at all angles every time flawlessly, no problems, perfection. It's magic. But if you haven't seen it yet, I'm just going to show you real quick what the half rule is. So you see the length of your face, find the middle, that's where your eyes should go. See this little part here? Find the middle, that's where your nose should go. See this part here? Find the middle. That's where your lips should go. That is just a super quick rundown of what my half rule is. But still, I highly recommend you watch that video so that you can learn how to draw faces at all angles. Hello? Super useful skill. And now that you have all the guidelines down, now you want to draw the features, or rather the little guidelines for the features. Circles for where the eyes are. And of course, if you watched my video on how to draw faces in different angles, you know that we also want to put a circle in the middle. That circle in the middle should be around the size of an eye. So it should look like they have 3 eyes right there. This is to make sure that the face looks nice and balanced and you have a good amount of space between the eyes. And I'll just go ahead, put a little space for the mouth and for the nose and all that good stuff. Of course, every character is very different, so you might not want to follow the half rule exactly. You might want to put the eyes a little bit higher, the eyes a little bit lower, maybe the space between the eyes, you want it to be smaller or bigger. It all depends on the type of style you're using and what type of character you're using, whether they're meant to look really cute or really scary. You'll figure it out. I trust you. I trust my YouTube babies, okay, to know what kind of facial features they want to draw. I trust you. Okay, Now, once you have the full frontal face drawn out and ready to go, now create guidelines from their eyes and have them go all across to the opposite end of your paper. Do the same for the top of the head, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. So your sheet should look something like this. This will help you keep the proportions of the face consistent when you draw their face at a 2/3 angle and as a profile. So you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination here to try to figure out what their eyes, nose, and lips look like when they turn their face a little bit. Do they have full cheeks? Do they have a pointy chin? Do they have an arch in their nose? Is their nose kind of like pixie and turned up? You decide. And if you need help figuring out how to draw your characters in all these different angles, remember, I've got this video, okay? It's waiting for you, my YouTube baby. I will have the link to that video down there in the description box below, as well as this video here that also shows you how to draw different expressions. I highly recommend that the second face on your sheet be the 2/3 angle. That way it's very easy to just look over at the full frontal and kind of start sketching in and figuring out what the features look like at different angles. This is going to take imagination and a little detective work and trial and error, so really be patient with yourself and have fun with it. And of course, if you guys have read my series, you know that the character that I'm drawing in this little sheet right here is my beloved Shiko. He's super sweet. I absolutely adore him. He's also possessed by a demon and really, really wants a girlfriend. You know, your typical teenager problems. If you guys want to learn more about Shiko and the world that he lives in, I have a link to my manga in the description box below, and you can use this little discount code at checkout to save 10%, just in case you guys are curious. And now we're going to start the full body character sheets. This is when it really gets real crazy, in my personal opinion, because we really get to figure out what kind of person they are. Are their clothing more of an expression of who they are, their individuality, or is it more of a cultural thing? Are they a warrior? Are they part of a military? Is there anything on their clothing or anything that they have to wear a representation of their status? These are all things to think about, and they're super, super important. And if your character is wearing any special jewelry, this is also your chance to dedicate a part of your character sheet to drawing that piece of jewelry. Even make a little note of what that piece of jewelry is, put a little arrow pointing to where they wear that piece of jewelry, so on and so forth. And then once we got everything down, we're going to create guidelines that travel across the entire sheet. So the top of the head, the chin, the shoulders, the chest, their waist, their groin, knees, ankles, bottoms of the feet. All these areas are the places you will want to create guidelines across your paper. It's going to make it super, super easy for you to actually draw them from a 2/3 angle and a side view. And you could even draw them in a back view, especially if the character has like a tail or a sword on their back. You're going to want to draw like the back view of the character as well. I also really like to create like a little chart on the side with all the colors that I typically use for the character, especially if you're someone like myself that uses things like Copic markers or Prismacolor markers. All those markers have like little codes on the caps. So what I'll do is I'll create like a little chart right there with a little dollop of the color, and then right next to it, I'll write the code of the color. That way, if let's say I forgot what color I used for the hair, it's all right, boo-boo. I'll just look at the character sheet. I got a little chart right there. The chart will tell me the exact code of the marker that I was using. Hello. And for all of you digital artists, this is super, super easy for you guys to do. And once you have your little character sheets, you can put them into a binder or have them by you whenever you're creating your comics. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a world of difference being able to have these reference sheets beside you. I highly recommend that you dedicate some time creating character sheets dedicated to expressions. I do think that it's super, super important to get as familiar with your characters as possible. So if you're really up to the challenge, go ahead and do some character sheets with them expressions. You'll thank me later. You'll thank a mushroom. You will thank your mother. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, bro. Okay, I'm passionate. And I'm going to create some really helpful worksheets for you guys, and I'm going to upload them to my website, mangakalife.com. They'll be completely free to download, but they'll be there to help you guys in case you wanted a little bit more help with drawing the expressions. The little expression is there, and then right next to it, you can draw your little character and stuff with that expression. So hopefully that'll be super useful and fun for you guys. And again, that'll be completely free to download. I'll have the link right there in the description box below, guys. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you found this video super useful. I hope that you'll have a lot of fun creating your characters. And of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you found it useful. And don't forget to subscribe. Liking, subscribing, and commenting really helps out my video in the algorithm. And my video will be more likely to be recommended to people like you who will find this video super useful and fun. Also, a big thank you to my YouTube baby for drawing my ridiculous face. I am so grateful that you guys enjoyed drawing me, and thank you to this YouTube baby for actually cosplaying as my characters Joseph and Javelin. That means so freaking much to me. Thank you guys so much for all the love and affection that you show me and my characters. Thank you so much. And if you guys draw me or my characters, be sure to post them on Instagram and make sure to tag me so that I can see them. Which reminds me, follow me on Instagram. I post there every freaking day. Let's stay in touch, guys. So until next time, guys, please take care, God bless, and do not be afraid to nerd out. Take care, guys.